What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Wings of Redemption, bringing you those Call of Duty commentaries like I only know how. Very poorly. But let's go ahead and talk about this. Lots on my mind lately, and anybody that's kind of followed my channel has realized that I have been kind of absent for the last 3 weeks, and the reason that is, and the main reason that is skill-based matchmaking. It has nothing to do with what I was going on in life and things like that. Skill-based matchmaking got me so deterred from wanting to play at least this Call of Duty, that I kind of I hit a dry spell, hit a writer's block, a very bad writer's block, a very poorly timed writer's block. So, it's time to man up and just play, this advanced warfare with all the MLG sweat fest, buckets of MLG sweat being poured on me. Matter of fact, here's a simulation of what every game I ever play on Call of Duty is like. And that's the gist of it. That's every freaking game. Take this game, for example. I got on this morning, January 1st. Little did I know I was entering a try-hard optic contest where everybody was trying to root for a spot on like Team Denial or Envy, because everybody in the lobby used BAL 27, adjustable stock, quick draw grip, extended mags. There was 3 guys on the other lobby that were using this setup right here. And it gets to the point that it makes you bored to play the game. One of the things I've always enjoyed in Call of Duty was gun diversity. I always like using other guns. When I played World at War, I used the M1 Garand, I used the Gewehr, I used the MG42, I used the SGT44. We obviously know that the MP40 was the big dog of World at War, but other guns hung with it. You could win a gunfight with almost every gun in the game versus the MP40. Why? Because the MP40 was really good from the hip. It wasn't really good for aim down sight, especially versus a character with less skill. Now let's take World at War, and you put MLG Sweatfest in World at War. What would that game look like? That game would look like an MP40 graveyard. Seriously, a little bit of it was regardless. But imagine if everybody on the other team could, two-shot you with a Juggernaut MP40, extendo clip, steady aim, Juggernaut. That was the whole game. Every time you logged on, that's all you faced. It was ridiculous. It would be ridiculous. And this is the core problem of skill-based matchmaking. The idea is great. The idea is like, how many times have you ever played on a team and you thought, man, we could have won this game if my team was more competitive. If I didn't have Downy A and Scrubby B, I would have obliterated the other team. But it doesn't work out like that. What skill-based matchmaking really does is it puts you in a tier where you have to use the best weapons. Case in point is coming up right here. Remember when I said that the BAL 27 was the best tank? Keep in mind, I know how to work this room. I work this room really well. This room is very easy to work. There's the hospital, there's the garage, and then there's the back spawn. My team, I can tell when they're going to come to the back spawn based on my team and based on waiting for exo movements. So let's look at this right here. I'm going to get killed from this window coming up, and this guy is going to kill me, not because he's better than me, not because he's a stronger player, but because he picked a different gun than me. Watch this. I'm going to grab this guy's tag. I'm going to go back toward the window, look down sight, aim, get first shot, and get obliterated. He didn't do anything. He didn't feather the trigger. He didn't try to, aim at all. All he did was point the gun toward the window and hold his trigger down. That was it. By the way, these are my stats for all the people that are sitting there wondering, like, well, you just suck at the game. That's why you don't want to play it. I'm very familiar with the XCal motto. Don't like it, don't play it. But I like Call of Duty. I do. I literally do like Call of Duty. But I feel like after playing it for like 6 or 7 years, it's becoming a strain to actually find enjoyment out of the same bullshit. And it seems like every year they put bullshit into the game. They can't make just a clean-cut shooter. I think even the games I loved in the Call of Duty series, like Black Ops 1, man, dude, Ghost was a bitch, dude. I hated Ghost. But I would trade skill-based matchmaking for Ghost in a heartbeat. Because look at that shit. What was that? I didn't even look at it. Look. Well, I guess I turned around. But, again, BAL 27, quick draw, stock, extendo clip. You can't compete with it. You can't do it, especially on when the guys from like Guadalajara, New Mexico, or wherever some Spanish country. I mean, every lobby I get into is Spanish speaking, dude. I mean, it's got me to think that maybe the beasts of Call of Duty are Spanish. Because I have really, really, really strong stats. And, my score per minute ain't the best, but score per minute is more dictated about what you play than how you play. Like, if I played Ground War exclusively, my score per minute would be 100 points higher. If I played something like Domination, I'd have another 50 points on it. I'd be a 400 SBM guy if I played Domination. And, to point and prove it, go look at my Battlefield 3 stats. My Battlefield 3 stats, I had like a 700 or 800 score per minute. Why? Because I play Conquest mainly, and you get a lot more points in that. But here, I play Kill Confirm. I use Kill Confirm things as bait. I play mainly TDM. And there's been a lot more solo play this year than anything else because a lot of my friends, they are tired of skill-based matchmaking as well. I remember logging on. I can log on at any given time. And keep in mind, I have 2,100 people on my friends list. And there, at most, will be 15 people on Advanced Warfare. And out of those 15 people, 2 might accept like game invites. So there's a lot of by yourself playing lonely times on Advanced Warfare. I'm sure you guys are running into the same problem. And skill-based matchmaking has to go, dude. If you want to kill off the Call of Duty series, you're doing a great job. You're doing such a good job. It reminds me of the Guitar Hero franchise you guys used to have, Activision. I don't know. Do I consider Advanced Warfare the worst Call of Duty? I don't consider it the worst Call of Duty in fun factor. I actually enjoy playing this Call of Duty when things are going right. But it is the worst made Call of Duty. I'm gonna give it that. It came out with a very shitty matchmaking system. The guns are super unbalanced. The kill streaks are super unbalanced. And anything that's effective, they take away. Like System Hack, for example. They made System Hack damn near worthless. Well, at least in my eyes, worthless. Because by increasing it to 100 points, it kind of messed up the kill streak flow, which was one of the things that made the game fun. But the kill streak flow is broken. It literally is. It gets to the point where you get so many kill streaks that you can't really ever have gunplay, which it kind of sucks too. I'd much rather have like a big kill streak that's attainable that gets a lot of kills than that rolling 4 setup kill streak that I had rolling for the beginning of this game. I don't know. I guess the end result of this video is skill-based matchmaking destroys any kind of variety that you actually can get in the game. It also pushes away other players in the game itself because of said variety. I'm sure that most of the players that are playing are the people in the lower tiers. People that get to play with all the guns in the game, even the fun guns they put in the game, such as like, those LMG akimbos that you can lock down, the rail laser from Eraser. These are guns that are in the game. They took the time to make these guns to try to make them unique and fun, but then they make shit like the Battle 27 and, the AK-12 and, hell, pretty much all the assault rifles are just ridiculously overpowered. This is coming from a guy who uses assault rifles. They're ridiculously overpowered. There's no gun to compete with the Battle 27. If they nerfed the Battle 27, the AK-12 would take over. But I hate the fact that I have to use these guns, and I think that's my main problem. Thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you guys continue to support the channel. Always, if you can, leave a like rating. And I'm bringing back the Fallout LP here soon, but I am going to change over to the PC, so I'm in the process of leveling up the character without stim packs. Anyway, it's your boy Wings of Redemption, Audi 5000. Peace, pimps. Alright, fellas, let's talk about something we should probably never talk about, and this is something that really hit home to me just recently. Like most people that are millennials, I actually use Facebook quite a lot. I try to use it to keep up with friends, try to keep in touch with people, and, pretty much just lust over girls that, I'll never obtain. But with that being said, I was recently seeing an article, like everybody else, they like to post videos of what they feel the world should be. And it kind of scares me. It kind of gives you an insight of who your friends are and what they are. And I made a comment on a video. The video itself showed 2 people trying to sneak into Israel. And they either hit a landmine or somebody shot a missile or something at them. Regardless, they were blown up. So I decided to put a comment on this video. And that comment stated like this. It's sad that cruel people want to see other people die because they want to escape cruel people. That being said, is like most people who come into a country or any type of country, they do so with the idea that their life is going to be better. People don't come into America from Mexico to get on welfare, to get food stamps, to get free health care. They don't. That's not their original intention. The original intention is to escape poverty, just like everybody else. Just imagine if you were born into a impoverished nation. Just imagine watching your children, go into cocaine field. What people don't understand, or what people don't really see about immigrants, is this. Here is the real thing people don't see about immigrants. Those people are working in these cocaine fields. They're working in these factories. They're working in places that normally you wouldn't even consider working in because you were born with a privileged self worldview. Is that these people are trying to escape squalor. These people are entrepreneurs. These people are wanting to better their life, and they're doing something about bettering their life. How many people do you know in your life that sit around and do nothing about their situation and then expect people to come at them? I've been guilty of this myself. I have. And it's a mindset that comes from being privileged. I'm in a situation where I'm more privileged than other people, and I've had the same thing myself. And to disrespect and downgrade these people and say they should be blown up by landmines is retarded. It literally is. It makes you an insensitive human. I made a comment on this video, and that comment was stated something along the lines of this. It's scary how cruel people can be, because all these people wanted to do is escape other cruel people, and they should die for it. Because here's the thing. This thing had 23.6 thousand messages on it, and almost all of them are like, good, good, good. I even see somebody like, all those out-of-work snipers should be set on the border of Mexico and shoot them. Literally, you want people to die because they want to better themselves. What kind of cruel, inane human being are you? I know what kind of person you are. I'm going to say it here in a minute, so get your sensitive feelings out. But a person actually responded to me, to my message, and he basically told me that I was a liberal asshat and I should drink Jonestown Kool-Aid. What is Jonestown Kool-Aid? Well, Jonestown's Kool-Aid is a concoction, for those of you who are unaware what it is, made by Jim Jones to kill off his followers in his little, religious cult sack thing. Jim Jones, just look him up. Look up Jim Jones in Jonestown. Basically, he wants me to die because I have feelings and I care about people enough to not worry about taking my job. I can't stand that term. They taking our jobs. If you were any good at your job, you wouldn't have to worry about somebody taking your job. That's pretty much the finality of everything. That's the finality of that argument. If you were worth a fuck at your job, you wouldn't have to worry about letting people taking it because you would be indisposable. And here's the thing. I'm going to say it, and it's going to be said right now. Every time I see somebody like this, because I see these things all the time, I have some people that are very, very, very red on my friends list, and it's kind of scary that they're how red they are, because they almost look like sheep. They literally do. They look like sheeple, like they're being herded into the fucking train cars, because anything that somebody says, that they flock to it and like it instantly. It's like, oh man, I can't fathom right now, because I'm upset, the words that I need to do to explain people with this red mentality. But 9 out of 10 times you click on their profile, I can tell you what you'll see. You'll see 1 like, 1 prayer, 1 share, 100 prayers. You'll see that all over their shit. And this Bob guy that insulted me was no different. I come from the state with the most violent crime in the United States, South Carolina. And that's not like murder and stuff, but like, domestic violence, fights and things of that nature. I also come from the 48th in education. Last time I checked, they might have changed right now, but it's still probably fucking low as shit. 48th in education last I checked. I come from the state that has Miss South Carolina as a meme on the internet for how stupid she is. I also come from a Bible Belt state. And what I found as a human being, that the more religious people are, the more they're prone to violence. And the more religious they are, the more likely they're to look over violence and wish it on other people. And It's almost sickening, and it's another reason why I think growing up in South Carolina made me an atheist, because I see this all the time. You want violent human beings, you come to South Carolina. Peace.
Hola people, Andrew Pena here. I just want to check in with you guys from Conway, South Carolina. First and foremost, you guys have changed my life and Jordy's lives, and I just want to say thank you. Honestly, we started getting responses on that last video about Bye Bye Bad Diet and the donations instantly, man. My email has been blowing up ever since, and I got to tell you, within the first 15 minutes of launching that video, I cried. I can't even, it was amazing. I couldn't believe it. You know, I called Jordy, I called my mother, and definitely shared a moment, but it does something to me, and I never experienced it before, how much people care and how many people I reach. So it motivated me to be better, be more motivating, help more people, just reach out and whatever I can do. If I've responded to your emails or we've had conversations, keep them coming. I don't mind. I'm gonna do it until I can't handle it anymore. And that's exactly what I want to keep on doing. So there's been so much progress, and I've learned so much. The funny thing is international shipping, guys. I can't thank you enough. I'm shipping out 185 books to 12 different countries. So tomorrow is going to be my day at the post office to make sure that you guys all get the books. As a thank you, I've signed every single one of them. I wrote a little note in there for everybody as well, because you know, it really touched my heart that you guys care that much. So I want to make sure I at least return a little bit of that value, and just let you know I appreciate you. And I hope the book helps. We talked about it in the last video as well. It's just a simple way to eat right, with real simple stories and examples, the glossaries in the back in case the terminology gets a little too hectic, a little too jargon-ish. And there's also notes too. So if you want to check where I got my facts from and follow up and kind of start your own journey or your own research, I'm more than happy to make that available too. So, you know, in the back of the books, all the answers, all the little cheat sheets, all the notes, chapter summaries. So if you honestly want to just skim those, guys, if you're busy, I get it. We all got to find ways to make life fit. So if I can condense all the knowledge into a page, I try to do that as well with just chapter summaries. But anyway, the books are on the way. I received the donations and I thank you. They're actually still coming in. I got more emails this morning. So I'll be shipping out more stuff to Denmark and Germany. And again, that starts tomorrow, so I'm excited about that as well. All right. So what's next? It's 2015. One thing I love, and I'm so thankful for what happened at Empower Performance. I mean, Jordy and I couldn't ask for a better start. And you guys have seen the videos, great place, brand new equipment, and it was awesome. And I think the next step is going to be a new opportunity that came up. And so you're gonna see a lot of stuff coming from Carolina Fitness. Not too far from where we're at right now, actually. Great space, guys. I think you're really gonna love all the new possibilities, new environments we could put Jordy in. And I think he's gonna thrive and really flourish. He built his strength up by doing the mile walks, by doing the bench press, learning how strong he actually can be. And that really fueled a new fire in him. He's actually called me a bunch of times and tried to just work out more, do more. He's starting to take the initiative to all these different things that are just coming up on Next Level Fitness. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm excited for what's coming up next. You're gonna see some new workouts in a new environment. It's coming up. Carolina Fitness has been kind enough to kind of open their doors up and let us train and film with them. So thank you to you guys. Thank you to Empower Performance as well, because like I said, the community's been good to us, so we just want to be good to the community back. So we wanted to take a minute and touch on something that I don't think either one of us has really answered definitively, and that's people have been really asking for me to put out a YouTube channel. And Jordy's been coaching me for, what, 3-4 months now?
3 months.
3 months now, about how to really help people. It's not about me, it's about we, and to be more interested in other people than interesting. So I guess long story short, I'm going to have my own YouTube channel putting out. Jordy's been helping me almost nonstop just to make sure that everything is going to be going off right. Little things that I've never thought of before. I've also had, you know, some good mentors around, but Jordy's really helped me out with a YouTube channel. So we're going to put that out. It's going to be a lot of fitness, a lot of nutrition, a lot about how to make life fit. I think that's one of the greatest challenges of all, is when times are tough, people are struggling to either pay rent, or relationships are tough, jobs tough. I get it. You know, I don't think I'm exempt from any of those challenges of life. I've got some challenges myself. But the best people make life fit. They figure out how to make these things work. And I'd like to share not just my story beyond fitness with you guys, but also some people that I've learned some stuff along the way. I've got clients and friends, family who've also had the impact on me. They've helped me out in a great way. So I want to share that with you. And just like I said, I've read the comments on a lot of Jordy's videos, and I really think it would help a lot of people if I had my own YouTube channel as well. So special thanks to Jordy Jordan for coaching me through and launching it. There's that hand. And yeah, Andrew Pena is coming out, YouTube. It's 1515. Stay tuned. We're going to have some stuff coming up real soon.
What's up, Woody Doty? It's your boy, Wings of Redemption. Or Jordy Jordan, whoever you want to send it by. I was really watching a Thunder video, 402 Thunder. I don't know if you know, heard him. He's got like 700,000 subscribers right now. Big up to my boy Thunder. Doing it big, doing it bigger than I ever did. He made a video talking about with Adam West and Vincent Sampella. What happened if they never left Call of Duty? Would the Call of Duty be different? So I figured I wanted to make a video addressing this, and I also want to make a video addressing Mr. Soldier 1 HD, which Thunder kind of pimped his video out in that video I'm talking about. And I wanted to talk a little bit about things in the community. A good deal of the community is not really digging the game. Most of the people that I watch consistently barely even play the game. What does this mean for me? Well, it's actually bad news for me, because generally if I want to have a channel that has Call of Duty on it regularly, I pretty much have to have a community behind it. That's how this thing works. It works as a group much more than a solo effort. And with that being said, the less buzz there is in the community, the less viewers that you can retain as a whole. The number goes down because there's nobody a part of it. Like, I can't tell you how many people I've met that said, you know, I was done with Call of Duty after Modern Warfare 2. It's like Modern Warfare 2 is like this great grandioso of a game, which Modern Warfare 2 wasn't. Modern Warfare 2 was actually a very bad Call of Duty. It did a lot of things in innovation right, but you got to think of the game as a whole. Let's look at Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Yes, it had great guns. Yes, it had great maps. But what else did it also have? It was broke for like the first 5 or 6 months of its existence on Xbox. On Xbox, you couldn't get anything but 18-man Rust almost every lobby that you picked. What happens after that, after they fixed it? Well, after they fixed it, you have the care package glitch. So you have air support 100% of the time in the air the entire match, in almost every lobby that you go into. Well, what happened after that? Well, you had the Javelin glitch. Well, what happened after that? Well, you had the One-Man Army Noob Tube fiasco. What happened after One-Man Army Noob fiasco? Well, you had people that would deny people One-Man Army Noob Tubes. It was a silly game with broken mechanics. That's what Modern Warfare 2 was. It was a frustrating game. Could it be cool when you were doing well? Yeah. I mean, Modern Warfare 2 was a great game. It did the kill streaks right. It did the guns right. It did the combat right. For the longest time, no other Call of Duty game even touched Modern Warfare 2 in engine schematic, with the engine dynamics of it. But on the flip side of things, it had a lot of broken shit in it, and that lot of broken shit really made the game unbalanced. And that's kind of the flip side of it. Let's look at A-Dub here. A lot of people consider A-Dub boring. It's not a boring game. I mean, it's a fast-paced game if you play it fast-paced. I decided to pick a domination game here where I'm using the AK-12. And I picked this game specifically because, you know, I die more than I normally die in, because I'm playing a different style than I normally play. But it goes to show you how fast-paced a game can be. Something like domination here. If you play the game right and you play the kill streaks right, you will get successful gameplays. And you know what the thing I've noticed about most people that complain about the game is they don't use the kits. How many times have you seen somebody playing and complaining about it, and the only kill streak they're running is like a support UAV? Right, there's your problem, dude. You got to have some sense of reward for what you're going for. The enjoyment I get out of Call of Duty is getting the rewards. And if you're not earning something, and if you're not actually obtaining anything, it will make the game seem stale. And the reason that is because you have no sense of reward for it. You get a support UAV, okay. Well, now you're in the boat that you're all the kills you're going to get is going to be gun kills, and it's not going to be as satisfaction as previous games, because you got to understand, with Advanced Warfare, it's destroyed basically traveling lines. It destroyed flow. When you add something like a super jump into a game, and I warned y'all motherfuckers about this, when you add super jump into a game, it creates chaos, and chaos is not something that is conducive to great gameplay. What chaos adds to it is an element of randomness, which makes the game even closer to putting everybody at that 1.1 to 1.4 KD that the developers are magically trying to push everybody towards. It doesn't create skill gap, it kind of hinders it. It destroys skill gap. You can go and point out, well, what about Fearcrats? What about XCal? What about all these amazing guys that are just fucking beasting on people, and there's nothing they can do to shut them down? Well, you got to think about that in context as well. The reason somebody like XCal can make these amazing gameplays is, one, he's a great fucking player. Fantastic. But I watched XCal going on 7 years now. But I can look at that gameplay, I can realize what it is. Having played a little bit of PC COD myself, it is hard as fuck to shoot people when they're moving. It's a skill that you have to pick up. It's a skill that you're not naturally going to be gifted with, because when you play console, you have this thing called aim assist. When you aim over somebody, it slows it down for you, and it's easier to follow targets because your aim is slowed down. It almost kind of like magnates to them. On PC, you don't have that, so you have to be able to match their speed with your mouse. But why is this important? Well, this is important because when you're doing something like a super jump and you're like, and you're right to the right, that's hard as fuck to follow on PC. Very hard to follow on PC. And the PC community is really small to begin with. So, you know, it's rare, and you see a lot of the same maps on PC gameplay. I think almost every map I've ever seen played came on Comeback. Because the games are limited. You're going to play with a lot of the same people over and over and over again. So the chance that you're going to run into a standout player is very rare, because they're going to kind of be owning their own lobbies. Not to take anything away from PC players, but that's where you see those magnificent beasts of, you know, stallion type gameplays coming from the PC community. Because of the lack of aim assist on PC, it makes the double jump seem like this is a huge skill gap implied in it, when it's more about, it's just, you know, you have standard players that can't really deal with that. Obviously, you have beasts like XCal and Fearcrats. They're gonna dominate because they're dominating in their element. But let's look at what Vince Zampella and Adam, whatever his name is, the original Modern Warfare 2 guys. Let's see what they would actually add to it. They would add what Titanfall put into it, and Titanfall added nothing. What I feel like happened is they created the base of the system, the core system, the kill streaks, the perks, that things on Call of Duty 4. And Call of Duty 4 sold Modern Warfare 2. That, and with the help of YouTube. Because YouTube at that point was what blew up. It created a lot of interest. People liked the game to begin with. It was just a concoction that, you know, promoted success. And I don't feel like, you know, Vincent Zampella is, you know, that great of a developer that he's going to save everything. That's why I didn't buy Titanfall. That's why when people said, oh, Respawn Studios, oh, that's going to be the tight hizzy, I was like, no, it's not. Because Modern Warfare 2 wasn't a tight hizzy. You know, I remember back in the days, motherfuckers would you look at me and go, Wings, you know, Treyarch isn't really that good. Because this was back in the time when just World at War was out, and everybody was like, MP40 jug, MP40 jug. I could see past MP40 jug. I seen the core of it. I seen what they took Call of Duty for and what they made it. Because when World at War came out, I was a motherfucking hater, dude. I hated, man. I was sipping on the haterade. I didn't want the World War II game. I wanted Call of Duty 4. I wanted Advanced Warfare and stuff. But I got the game. I played it, and it was enjoyable. It was one of the best experiences I've ever had on Call of Duty. So I seen through that, and I was like, well, Treyarch's fucking awesome. And then, you know, I met guys like Woody and Kyle, and they were all about Infinity Ward. I'm like, dude, Treyarch's better than Infinity Ward. Now you see Treyarch is better than Infinity Ward. Just like Sledgehammer's never going to be a good studio. Why? A lot of false promises. You know, they take a lot of stuff for granted. They have big ambitions. That's where the Halo-like jumps came in with Call of Duty. But the fact is, what they brought to the table is nothing new. I mean, we played Halo back in 2000. I was playing Halo before fucking Xbox 360. I played on the Xbox One. You know, my buddy Ryan would bring it up. We play Halo. It's essentially the same thing with faster bullet death. And let's back to Soldier. Soldier 101. I watched your video, dude, and like I understand that you don't really play the game religiously or anything like that, and I understand you have a certain play style that you kind of hinder yourself to, which I never understood. I never understood the whole idea of like, I'm a rusher, rusher only. I just never understood that. What I do understand is winning, and like you play the fucking win, be it whatever it happens to be. So I watched your gameplay, dude, and a lot of your critiques of the game, you know, how it's boring, how it's bullshit. He was just playing bad, dude. That's all it was. It's just a bad game. I have them. You have them. Everybody listening to this has bad games. And that one was there. And when you have a bad game, you play on this thing called tilt. And you were playing on tilt hard, dude. You're running through the middle of the map. You're not paying attention to where traffic's going. You're not trying to lead your shots. You're missing 2 or 3 guys that are in plain obvious sight. It happens. I can't tell you how many times I watch back footage and be like, how the fuck did I miss that dude? But it happens. And you should take it in that way. Is Advanced Warfare the best Call of Duty ever? Fuck no. I mean, skill-based matchmaking has destroyed any kind of credibility that this game has had with me, because even though it's fun in some aspects, the weapon balance is atrocious. It's boring because of the weapon balance. Their ability to balance score streaks and things like that is very, very poor and very bad. In my opinion, is it the worst Call of Duty ever? No, I still think that belongs to Modern Warfare 3, which was obviously the other game that Sledgehammer is associated with. So, feel bad. Every third year Call of Duty, I feel like we're going to get a turd. But, you know what it is? Putting haters to sleep. They feeling cranky. Got to put them down for their nap. See you guys later. Like the video. Who are you? I mean, who are you really? You might answer this question to say you're yourself. But who is that self? What defines you in life? This is some things that I've been questioning myself over the last 3 months. What part of me defines me? One of the things I struggle with is, at a young age, I was given the opportunity to see what it's like to be a cog in the machine. A drone, somebody that goes to work, and the only reason he goes to work is to make money. And I'd question myself, is this money worth it? Because I would go home, I would use the little amount of time that they give me for quality of life, and that's the term they used, quality of life. I would sit down, I would hang out with my PSN friends, and I would dread going back every day. The only thing that kept me going back was people in my life telling me that, oh, you have a good job. But everything in my body, everything in my person, everything in my being would tell me that I hated everything there was to do with this job. I hated going to it. I hated being a part of it. I hated the way it made me feel. I didn't even really care about the paychecks, to be perfectly honest. They got drafted into my bank account. I used that money to do stuff I liked, buy video games, eat out, things of that nature. But does that define me as a person? Is that who I am going to be? Am I going to be Jordy, the guy that has, has a good paying job, that gets to eat out when he wants to? Is that who I want my testament to be? And I didn't. I answered that question. I said no. So what I did is I started taking the steps to becoming the person I wanted to be, or at least the person I thought I wanted to be. See, for me, it changes about every 6 years, who I actually want to be. And that's okay. That's fine for it to change. Because that's really who I am. I'm a person that likes to do and experience different things. There's only ever been one universal constant in my life, is I enjoyed helping people. And even though it comes in strange forms and fashions, I'm almost never say no to an opportunity to help people. That's where I get the most joy in my life. And if I had to answer that question today, who am I? I would like the answer to sound like this. Hi, my name is Jordy Jordan, and people love me. And that's really all there is to that answer. That's all there should be to that answer. You shouldn't be your khakis. You shouldn't be your 401k. You shouldn't be your retirement portfolio. You shouldn't say that I want a big screen TV or a pair of Jordans, because these things are items. These things are just pieces of equipment and things put together to make you want to be a part of a machine. It's okay to enjoy these things, but to base your life around them is silly. My sister was at the table today, and her boyfriend posed this question: what would you do if you had $200 million? And the answer my sister gave him was that she would have a phone that nobody else had. To me, that sounded like that was the most important aspect in her life at this point. She wanted a phone that nobody else had. And I found that mind-blowing. I seriously did. Like, that's the most important thing in your life. If you had unlimited funds, that's essentially what $200 million is, that the one thing you do with it is to get a phone that you were privileged to have instead of other people. So I looked at her and I go, Taylor, so if you had this ability to help an almost unlimited number of people, which it's limited, obviously, but a greater ability to help people because you have this financial state, the first thing you do is to get a phone that you can flaunt in front of other people. What creates this? Like, what creates this need? I have this very same need. It's the reason I play games on higher difficulties. This is the reason that I post good gameplays instead of bad gameplays. I understand that everybody has this level of arrogance in them, and people say I'm arrogant because of the way I talk, because I try to talk with confidence. And that's not because I'm arrogant. It's because it's a coping mechanism for me. I grew up social phobic. I was diagnosed social phobic. I was on Paxil and Adderall and all these other things coming up through high school. And one of the things that allowed me to be more interactive with people is if I put myself in a situation where I had to believe that I was confident. So this is actually what kind of inspired my way of speaking. That almost arrogance level of speaking in my tone. It's not that I don't value being meek. I just value this is how it's done, this is how it's not done. That's me. But back to the topic at hand, instead of, ironing out a couple problems you might have with your life, ironing out things that might be detrimental to your overall health or well-being, you want a prestigious item that has been shown to lose value quickly. Phones. I currently have an iPhone 5, and the only reason I have an iPhone 5 is because I wanted a forward-facing camera. And my current phone, which was the iPhone 4, didn't offer that. And the only reason I had an iPhone 4 was it was my first cell phone. I didn't get my first cellular phone until the age of 23 because I never needed it beforehand. I would go to work, and then I'd go home. I didn't really have a whole lot of friends. I don't really talk on the phone. Until this day, I think last year I used something like 410 minutes total the entire year. And most of those were spent either making plans with somebody or confirming plans with somebody. 410 minutes. And I sent something like 200 some text messages. So that's about as much as I use my phone. Period. But I upgraded because I wanted that camera to maybe help improve my YouTube, which at that current time was my 100% level of income, which it currently still is, but it's pretty much not a valid level of income anymore. So that's the reason I had a phone. I didn't have a phone because I cared what people thought about me for having that phone. I find that silly that that's a line of thinking. So this is my sister's way of thinking, and this is how the machine operates. The idea is, the reason I'm doing this commentary is because I'm at the point where I have a couple options. I can try to triple my capacity output on YouTube, or I get to go back into the machine, or I take another risk and branch off into another field. And this is a tough choice, especially in the mindset I'm in right now. I've been borderline depressed since August, and well, not borderline depressed. I have been depressed. I think I've slept something like 16 hours in the last 24. I just no desire to get out of the bed, and I think a large part of that is because I don't know what to do with myself, and I feel like a failure. But at the same time, I look at my achievements. I look at how many people I've changed, how many people I've affected, how many people that I can affect, and I don't feel like a failure. But I allow numbers to affect me in a negative light. I allow view count. I allow CPMs. I allow, how many likes my Facebook page got this week. I allow all this to affect me in a negative light. And it affects me so much to the point that I can't even enjoy what's sitting in front of me. And these are flaws that I have. And these are not the person I want to be. And this is the reason I slept 16 or 24 hours. Will I ever be depressed because of YouTube? No, because I lived my life before YouTube, and I'll probably live my life after YouTube. I am just depressed because I don't know what to do, and I don't want to be a part of that machine again. I don't want to be a part of that society trap where I wake up and I'm 50 years old, and I got 30 years under my belt in a job that people told me that is good for me, and I have nothing in my life other than stuff to show happiness. What do you guys feel? How do you guys feel? Let me know in the comment section below. And today we're going to talk about self-image and why it's important. Recently I found myself an avid reader of the Red Pill subreddit. Well, what is the Red Pill subreddit? It's kind of like the men's answer to the feminist movement. It talks about men being strong by themselves, being an alpha version of self, and being the best person they could possibly be. I started reading the subreddit in an effort to basically create a improved self-image of myself, because I wanted to be that strong alpha male type character. After reading it for about 2 weeks now, the people I initially looked up to when I first started reading the subreddit, even though they made posts that were very thought-provoking and had a lot of good points, especially the article about the 2-income, no kids trap, or how kids affect all kinds of relationships that you will have. I'm in a confusing state in my life under the regards of my personal self-image, because I feel like I lean more towards a beta male than an alpha male, but at the same time I have alpha male tendencies. Like, for example, I don't find it hard to get women to enjoy being around my company, but I always find it hard to seal the deal with them. So on one hand, I have a tremendous amount of charisma. I'm a very people person in real life, and when I'm around people, it makes me happy. I'm very happy when I'm around people, and it kind of almost makes me look like I'm almost borderline bipolar, because you'll see me hanging out with Drew. I'll do a Drew video where we're all laughing and smiling and having a good time, and then you'll see me on a Facebook hating life hours later. Well, what is the effect of all this? Well, the effect is a huge thing on confidence. And confidence is required in almost every aspect of life, not just females. If you're confident, let's do a little example here. Let's do a test. When I was 23-year-old Jordy had confidence in his ability to work. He had confidence in his ability to get jobs. And he also had confidence in his ability to do tasks. I was a very confident person, but I didn't do very well with the ladies. Well, let's fast forward to 25-year-old Jordy, who still has some of that confidence, but now he has a greater grasp on social skills. Because one of the things I learned as I got older was that if you take care of yourself, and you at least attempt to take care of yourself, you'll do better. If you want to do a little social studies project on Jordy, here's something I can tell you. That when I look scraggly, my beard's messed up, I grow my hair out, and I don't look at the best I possibly could look, that's one way to tell when I'm feeling bad about myself. Because the first thing that usually goes when I start to feel bad about myself is personal hygiene, upkeeping myself, because I don't feel like I'm worth upkeeping myself for. So generally when I start feeling good, the first thing I want to do is go to the barbershop, get a haircut, get a shave, and want to maintain it. Because it makes me feel good. because it makes me feel good, and I feel like I look good, and me feeling like I look good also puts confidence in other levels. So why are we talking about this? Why is this important? I read an article just the other day on the red pill, and I would like to share some of that article with you right now. A little short excerpt. There are two things that you really have, and they're the two most important things that you can have: your testosterone and an intelligent mind. Like, you have to protect your body from physical direct hits. You also have to protect your mind from indirect blows. Indirect attacks are attacks to your mind, your self-confidence, your self-acceptance, and your self-worth. Take away strength of the mind, what can the body do? Nothing. Take away strength of the body, what can the mind do? Nothing. This is kind of like a harmony that kind of comes with everything else. And like, I've been out of balance lately. My body has been getting physically better. My mind hasn't. So my mind struggling to cope with my body, or vice versa, which kind of twisted right here, has really slowed down my weight loss. Because when I'm in a good position with my body, my mind has been going downhill. And when I get to a good position with my mind, my body is downhill. And I never can get them synced up. So the goal I've had is to be synced up. Because one of the questions I get asked all the time, I think we even did a Q&A, and it's one of the questions we got asked, was, why hasn't Wings lost any weight? Or people would come back and check up on me, and it'll be like a year later, and it'll be like, oh, you're still 400 pounds. Knew it! And a lot of it comes from that situation where I haven't been able to get my mind and my body synced up at the same time. And I feel, in my heart, that is where I need to be at. That is what I need to be pushing for. To sync my mind and my body up. So when my body is on it's getting strong and happy and stronger, and I'm the best version of Jordy I could possibly be at that given moment, and my mind is right there. Because to me, the mind has always come first. Because as always, I've never been a physical specimen. I've never been the type of guy that easily blow other guys away on track and field, run touchdowns and things of that nature. I've always been a more calculated person. So I've always put more credence, more credibility on growing my mind. So what does this mean? It means I need to put more weight on keeping myself mentally stable. And that requires me doing a couple things. It requires me to stop letting people poke me in the eye. What that means is basically allow people to talk bad about me, allow people to sit there and ridicule me and give out bad advice. Because one thing you'll notice when you have a lot of people, or a lot of people talking to you on different forums, people will just straight out lie and think it's fact. Like, you'll have, I can't count how many times I've watched somebody, especially on the PK subreddit, say things that are just blatant lies, or say stuff about things they have no clue or couldn't have any clue about what things are said, making assumptions on how things went down. Protect your self-worth. Don't let people put you down because of the simple fact they feel like they can put you down. When you give people access to putting you down, that's when you're going to start having those depressed moments. That's when you're going to start feeling bad for yourself. That's when you're going to start. I'm a living testament to this. When I first came into this game, I was so headstrong that nothing could tear me down. I remember surviving the Hutch onslaught. I didn't think the Hutch onslaught would ever stop. And then after Hutch was Keemstar, and after Keemstar was like Optic, and there was a few things that just happened back to back to back to back to back, and I thought this was the worst thing ever. This is bad. This is terrible. And people looked at me like I was doing it for publicity, when in reality I was just standing up for what I believed in, and it happened to clash with somebody else's opinion. And clashing with somebody else's opinion automatically means that you hate other people. I can honestly say I only hate one person in the entire YouTube community. Like, hate them. And if you did any kind of follow me any way, you know who it is, so I'm not going to drop any names. But it is what it is. This is my little commentary on self-worth. Thank you guys for watching. As always, if you could please leave a like rating. Let's try to shoot for 2,000 likes. And there should be another video out today. any things you want to see me and Drew do in the gym, any ideas based off the gym that you want to see implemented on the channel. A lot more real life videos are coming up. We're going to be trying to record daily on the real life videos. And I also had another idea. I'm just going to run this by you. What would you guys think about a let's play with Drew playing and in his dual commentary? Let me know. Peace, people. You're not even going to see them. The questions are going to come rapid fire.
Oh man, this is a bad idea.
We're gonna go straight down the line. You wanted to do this.
No, I said this is a good idea, and now I'm changing. We're gonna go down the line to all of them.
I don't. There might be 50 at this point, but we're gonna try to keep it be about 10-minute video. So we're gonna do as many as we can in 10 minutes.
I think you should tell them that.
We did. It's right here. We're on.
Oh, we're recording.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now you know.
All right. Blake Cox wants to know, why are you not losing weight? I'm guessing that was directed at me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think maybe you should be the best one to answer that.
I got it. All right. The way we've been training, has been building a lot of lean muscle in Jordy and a lot of muscle mass in general. He's actually put on 11 pounds when we were working out 5 days a week. Now, with that, he also lost inches off of his waist, his bicep, his neck, his thighs, and his chest, just because of the fat burn. But again, muscle is more dense than fat. It doesn't weigh more than fat. That's a misnomer. But 5 pounds of muscle takes up much less space than 5 pounds of fat, if that makes sense. So although he's not losing weight on the scale, he's losing inches and he's measurably stronger. But I think the weight loss will come because you're going to have a lot more fat to burn and muscle to build.
I haven't ran this over with you yet, but I have an idea that will help promote weight loss coming soon, and you guys probably want to hear about it. Can't let it go now, but next week or so, you'll get the information. Let's go to the next question.
I like it.
How hard is it to keep Wings motivated? By Kevin Boland.
Kevin
Boland?
Boland.
Boland, yeah.
It's not very hard at all. And the reason is just because I think we've got a really good dynamic of communication.
I think it's more because I enjoy hanging out with you.
Aww.
I mean, and like it gets me out of that house, which I have a shitty home life. My home life is terrible, and it's not conducive with like losing weight because the only happiness I get at home is eating because it gets the problems away. But when I hang out with Drew or somebody, I actually have somebody to talk to. I'm a much better person with people than without people. I'm gonna put that out there.
Yeah, and I don't tell Jordy necessarily what to do, which I think people feel like personal trainers can kind of get almost like, well, here's by the book, and then we're gonna do X, Y, and Z. A lot of it's asking questions, and then I try and fit what he wants or what he's excited about or what he, whatever motivates him on his own without me barking at him. I try and fit that into a fitness program. Instead of saying, Jordy, here's the fitness program, find some pieces you like, here we go. So he motivates himself. I'm just there to kind of make sure it stays safe and he stays energetic and he hits his goals and help him with, the technical stuff.
My problem wasn't always motivation at the gym. It was more getting to the gym. The reason to get to the gym. Not like I couldn't actually go, but like
desire almost.
The desire to go.
Yeah,
and it's always a better experience doing it with somebody else.
Sure.
And I really like that about Drew, because like I had Ryan, and Ryan and me didn't click. He was the guy that happened in ISI after Drew, and like he was really good at counting to 10. He was really good at having his own workout regimen that he expected you to go from point A to point B on.
WODs almost. Workout of the day almost.
Correct. He had a set workout. His workout was planned.
Right.
He didn't know how to deviate from it. Like he would look at it and be like, well, I don't know how to change this. This is already too easy. Mm-hmm. I'm like, and I'm telling you, it's not too easy. I'm struggling with it. Can we do something else? And
right. Different styles.
Armando Martinez wants to know, no PR shit, what's your favorite thing about working with Wings? And if Wings wants to chime in, what's your favorite thing about working with Drew?
You want to go first? You want me to go first?
You go first.
Favorite thing about working with you? Seeing your progress. Especially because when we first started, it was a lot of... I had to learn to listen more than motivate and dictate, I guess. you know, we don't bump heads at all ever. I love seeing you enjoy the workouts because we've both talked about it. You don't necessarily getting in shape for anybody, not just you, because I feel the same way. Getting in shape is not glorious and it's not always fun. Being in shape is glorious and fun, but the process isn't easy. And seeing you really enjoy the workouts and see like gains and growth and you're stronger, you can do this and that, or things click like, oh, this is how I can do that bench press better. This is how I can, you know, that little stuff, the boxing that I could do today. Those steps weren't easy at first, but then you get it and then it rolls. Like I love seeing you develop and grow and enjoy it at the same time because it's fun.
Yeah, he is 100% right about that because, like, my thighs are done right now. If I had to get up and walk, I probably couldn't do it. I'm sitting down right now for a reason. The thing I like about Drew is he doesn't make working out like, you know, this huge deal. Like, you got to get your workout in, bro. You got to get your protein shake, you know. You got to get the broccoli, you know. You know, he makes it seem like it's okay to fail, which that kind of sounds bad, but it kind of gives you a more of like you're hanging out with a buddy than you're hanging out with somebody that's like, well, I got to get these results to make myself look good.
Right. The results will come.
The results will come.
And the more you enjoy it, I think the less you'll choose to take days off. I think the less you'll choose to eat garbage. If it's funny, you see a little result. Like I said, you motivate yourself, man. So I'm just here to make sure to keep you encouraged and on the right track as much as possible.
Here's one from Peter Montoya. Drew, did you play any sports in high school?
Hell yeah. High school, I played basketball 10 months out of the year. I played on an AAU team, so I was very active in basketball. I played football to keep me aggressive and in shape, and then I ran track for a very short period of time. So I was constantly playing two sports at the same time, which really kept me active.
I think this next question is for me. I can't say your name, but I'm going to butcher it. Amia Pandit? Is that how, did you say that?
Yeah, I'll go with that. Amia Pandit.
Amia Pandit. When you lose all the weight, what jobs will you look for? All right, this is kind of like a two-part question. There's two things I've always wanted to try in my life. Two things. I've always wanted to be a firefighter. And the reason I've always wanted to be a firefighter is like even growing up, first off, I wanted to be an astronaut. That was number one. Number two was firefighter. Obviously, glasses, overweight, damn near 30 now. Astronaut's out of the picture.
I think that ship has sailed.
I think that ship has sailed.
Might have sailed.
That's sailed, especially since I can't fly a plane yet, and I think that's the starting.
I think you got to start with that.
Yeah.
You drive really well, though.
Yeah, I do drive well.
You drive a car like a champion.
So, but Kyle would disagree with you. He says I drive like an old man.
Yeah, well, an old man champion. It's safe. It's very safe in here.
It's very safe when you ride with Jordy. But number two would be a fireman because I always enjoy helping people. I'm that guy that wants to stop on the side of the road to help jump you off, you know, maybe change. I've changed an alternator on the side of the road. I literally have.
That's impressive. That's good stuff. You like helping people.
Yeah, I like helping people.
Yeah.
A lot of alternator belts, like serpentine belts. I like doing that. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel like my life has a purpose. I've always wanted to do that, and the other one kind of rolls into it because from doing YouTube for 6 years, and I know a lot of people will disagree with me on this, I feel like I've gained an ability to public speak. In a sense, you know, some people like, oh, what you do isn't public speaking, but I would disagree. I can find a way with words, and like I have a way with words when I want to, and I feel like I'd be a very good motivational speaker, especially if I lost weight in that kind of situation, because I would be one of those guys that's been there, done that, had success, and I could tell you, cut right through the bullshit red tape. And I feel like that would be a nice little calling niche for me. I think those are the two things I'm aiming for when I lose the weight. The problem is getting to the point where I can lose the weight. That's the problem. Anything you'd like to add while I look for another question?
Yeah, let's get another one. I want to see how many we can fit in so everyone gets their time to shine.
Anthony Trujillo. How long will you train wings?
Shoot, that's a good question.
I don't think we've ever put a timeline on it.
I don't really.
Till it gets done.
Yeah, until he's. I don't think I'd ever plan on stopping. I mean, I think that the training would change.
I don't look at it as his personal trainer client anymore.
Yeah, I don't think,
I think it's more of like two friends hanging out, and we just decide to hang out at the gym some days.
Yeah, I mean, we help each other out too, so it's not a, it's enjoyable. It's not, yeah, like you said, it's not.
We're not the friends that call each other and be like, "Hey, can you do this for me?"
Right.
We're the guys that
gasp when I see her calling me like, Jordy, what do you need?
Yeah, it's like, oh, look at this fat fuck. What does he want now? I seen him fail at sit-ups yesterday.
I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't anticipate ever stopping. And most of the people I do work with, I don't look at it like you're on a year plan. We all obviously section off things by a month, 90 days, whatever, financially and schedule wise. But I don't ever plan on stopping to train any of my people as long as they feel they need it.
Let's do two more.
Let's do it.
Two more. To Drew, what made you do this as a career?
All right. Long story short.
You should tell him about your music.
No, I'm not going to tell him about my music career.
He had a music career.
I did not. I tried to have a music career. And it went well for a year.
You should ask him to share some of his music, because he's yet to share it with me.
No one's heard it. No one will. All right. I was always active, like we talked about earlier. And friends used to ask me, can you help me get in shape? Help me lose weight? Help me this? Help me that? And I was helping people. And at the start, it was kind of like, all right, cool. Yeah, you can come with me to the gym and do what I do because it's working for me. So maybe it'll work for you. And then it got to like, all right, I could probably turn a little money with this. Like, hey, throw me a couple of dollars and you can come with me to the gym. And I wanted it to grow more and more legit. And then I looked into actual personal training because it felt like that's what I was doing anyway. Got my certificates and started training people. And then really just because I really get into growth and growing and building myself up, I wanted to see if I could start this as a business and really learn the other side of fitness. So it kind of it just grew into something that I've always done.
Holy shit, dude.
What happened? You got a long question?
There's 78 of them now. I just updated the file. Because when I first clicked this, there was like 24.
Second video coming up.
We would, but the battery's dying.
All right.
This is a long John Brady Jr. I'm a 435-pound, 27-year-old male. I struggle a lot with the same things Jordy does, meaning that I'm somewhere else. Meaning, as if I was somewhere else, or if I had people around me to help push me, I know that losing weight would not be as difficult. But when I am left to myself and my own devices, I always get the same outcome and stay fat forever. I wish I had Drew near me. Do you have any suggestions that could help me out?
How about you go first?
I will go first. Hey, John. The first thing you got to do, the very first thing you got to do is to realize, do you want it? And that's a hard question. And if you can't answer that question, you're not ready to go to step number 2. You have to answer, do you want it? Do you want this change? And how bad do you want this change? Because if you don't want this change as much as you want to breathe, you're never going to make it happen. This is a huge thing. And people will tell you, oh, it's easy. Back away from the table. Oh, it's easy. Get on the treadmill. It's not easy.
No,
it's not. You know why it's not easy? This is something that 5% of everybody that ever sets out to do it fails at. And 2.5% of that keep it off. Out of every person that's obese in America, 2.5% have success at what you're trying to do. So what you're trying to do is a long, arduous journey. So you got to answer number 1. And number 2, you got to start. It's got to start in the kitchen. Working out, getting to the gym is great. It's grand. It's going to help you keep muscle. It's going to help you make you feel better. But it's not going to change you. Weight is lost in the kitchen. What you eat, what you put in your body, how you put in your body, how it makes you feel is the paramount of weight loss. And then once you get to that point, once you decided, like, yeah, I'm changing my life. We're starting with good. I finished eating. I got eating mastered. Now I want to work out. Start with cardio. If you can't do cardio, then you start with strength training like me. I couldn't do cardio right out the gate. Had to start with strength training because my back wasn't strong enough. My arms weren't strong enough. My legs weren't strong enough. Had to get those up to a par where I can actually do some of the cardio workouts, the elliptical, the Tysons, the walking around. We forgot to do Tysons today. But we forgot some. But that is how you start. And that's the best advice I can personally give.
Yeah, I'll try and piggyback off without being redundant, because I mean that's exactly it. And that coming from you would mean more than me just kind of dispensing advice, because I've never been obese, so I would take that much more serious than what I'm about to say. But I would tell you this, and it's honestly a lot like what I told Jordy, is if you're having a tough time with anything in life, find what you do enjoy right now. And actually, a couple people I've emailed this to and hope it helps them. But find what you enjoy doing. Okay, it could be one thing, two things, whatever. Find it and figure out why you enjoy it. It might make you feel like you belong somewhere. It might make you feel capable, because everywhere else you may not be capable. It might make you feel euphoric, whether it be food or, heaven forbid, it's something like, let's just, it's drugs or alcohol, God forbid. But people do these things so they feel good, or they feel a feeling of certainty or connection to something. And then try and find if you can put that into something else. Take that feeling, and you can get that feeling from a lot of different venues. It could be working out, it could be walking, it could be talking with a friend, it could be anything. It could be going online, it could, whatever. And start to build those and look for those same feelings and different things in life. They're out there. You just have to find them. When you're focused on the negative and why you're not eating right, why you're not working out, why you're not doing this, why you're not saving money, why you're not, killing it at your job, you're just bringing more awareness to what you're not doing. Find what you enjoy, and then that'll spill into other aspects of your life. That's a great start. And then just like you said, you have to know what you want to be and why. If you want to lose weight, that's great. But if you don't know why you want to lose weight, when it gets tiring, when it gets hard, when it gets easy to do something else, then that's where you
got to have a goal. You got to have a goal.
Have a goal, and then realize why. When and how.
Because it's easy to quit. It's easy as shit to quit, especially. But you got to have the goal, and you got to have tunnel vision on that goal.
Yeah, I mean, I think
working out sucks.
It can, yeah.
It does. It sucks. For a person your size, it's going to suck.
Oh, well, yeah.
There's no enjoyment in it. You might get a little euphoria at the end of it, a little workout high, but what that workout high, gives you, isn't what a carbohydrate high gives you. I know this. I've had them both. Carbohydrate high is way better, But the fact is, that carbohydrate high is just going to keep you in the same spot.
Right.
Whereas the workout high is going to make you a better person.
Right. Keep working hard. And then obviously, I mean, carbs aren't evil. It's just the way we use them. You can get that great feeling of eating good without the guilt if you just put a little bit of discipline in. Get motivated, then get disciplined. You know what I mean? And that way when you do have something that may come off as detrimental to your health now, like let's just, lasagna, pizza, Chinese food, whatever. This stuff tastes good. Mm-hmm. Enjoy it. Work hard now and sacrifice it now so you can enjoy it guilt-free later. Because there's going to be pizza down the road 50 years from now, 20 years from now, a year from now. We're still going to have pizza and lasagna. So, really set yourself up to enjoy it. Because I think you'd enjoy it on a whole new level if you didn't have the guilt behind it anyway. I hope I didn't overkill that one, but I really get passionate about that.
I think we got to wrap it because the camera's dying.
Yeah. Anyway, that was fun. I like that, and there's a lot more questions.
Yeah, there's a lot more questions. I mean, if this goes over well, give a thumbs up. We might do a part 2 tomorrow.
Send some comments if you guys had fun with it, because I actually like this, knowing what people are feeling and where their heads are at. And I hope we continue to help you guys out.
Peace. Hey guys, it's your boy Wings of Redemption. I haven't seen you guys in a long time. It's been about 12 or 13 days. I don't know when this video is going up, but we're at the new gym. I figure we're going to do a walk around the gym. We're going to go show some of the workouts we've been doing for the last 3 or 4 days, and we're going to get excited about losing weight. 2015 is going to be our year, and we're going to do it. Every time I start on the elliptical, I like to place some E-towel concrete. Every day I ever used to take my walking 365, I'd always start with E-towel concrete and Metroid. So let's do this.
What's up, everybody? Andrew Pena here. I want to take a second and talk a little bit about ellipticals, especially for people who are a little bit overweight or just starting off and your cardio is not where you need it to be. Here's the reason I really recommend elliptical machines over, a treadmill, for instance, or just straight running. The first thing is that you want to be able to run for a longer period of time. Now, everyone knows the treadmill and the running on either asphalt or a track can do a little more wear and tear. You can't run as long, whereas jumping on the elliptical, you can go for longer without any kind of knee problems, hip problems, and so forth.
The biggest benefit is because you get your heart rate up for longer. You're going to go aerobic for a longer period of time, which means you're going to be burning fat. So ellipticals over treadmill or running, just because it helps people who are overweight or new go longer, which helps out with fat burn. Now, what's your average time frame? What do you normally run?
Whew. My legs are killing me. We just did hardcore elliptical day, just like the other day, and yeah, it's getting to me. I'm working basically towards 20 minutes a day. Every time I step in here, it's 10 minutes when we start, 10 minutes when we end, and today's push and pull day, so we're going to go and start showing you some of the other things that we're going to do. We're going to get to the benches and all the cool fun machines we have here at Carolina Fitness. This is a new workout that we've had access to it. In Power Performance, we didn't have a military press bench, and this is what this is. And as you can see right here, there's no weights on it, and that's the reason, because I'm a weakling. My shoulders really suck, but we learned this at Kyle's house because he tried to start me off at 100 pounds, and I struggled with it. This is 45. This is military press. So we're going to show you off this. A normal workout, this is, we'll do 10 reps, and we'll do 3 of those, so we'll do 30 of these. So let's do this. That's the fuck up.
Hey guys, it's your boy Jordy. I figured I'd do a little bit of audio commentary on this. This is only 85 pounds. I know it looks really bad, but it's one of those things. This is actually the hardest thing I do. I mean, I could do 115, 130, even 155 on the bench, but these 85 pounds on this incline is really hard. And during doing this video, this is kind of impromptu. This is on the weekend, and I usually work out Monday through Friday. So, but we only get access to the gym on a Saturday. So I pretty much had to do push-pull day on Friday, and we came back today and kind of had to replicate the actual workout I was doing on Friday. So I pretty much, this is no time off in between the push and the pulls. So I was really tired, so we lowered the weight on everything. We went up to 115 on the thing. We did nothing on the military press to try and make it so it was doable, so we could get it on videotape. But yeah, the incline bench press is the one I'm having the most trouble with. As you can see right here, I can pretty much power through 115 with no trouble. I'm sitting closer to 155 on actual repping, but lately we've been keeping the weight down low so I can get more reps in, and we're trying to almost do a circuit with the military press angled and the actual weight bench itself. As you see me going right back to the military press machine.
What's this going to look like?
Can of busted biscuits.
All right. So your hands go in the middle of the balls, there. And then use your abs and your shoulders to hold yourself up. That's pretty good right there, Jordy. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You held yourself, man. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Real good.
Tears up your abs.
Oh, yeah, that rips them apart.
My muscle literally gave out.
All right, what was going through your mind on that one? You did great until it slipped.
Well, I was at 6 or 7, and I'm like, I got this. And then like his elbow bent, and then pushed that one away, and then it extended it more.
Bad Bosu
And then his arm right here was like, fuck you.
It's a good first run though, man.
But I figured it's time to kind of like do another video to show the new facility off, to kind of show that where we're at. And we're at a much bigger gym than we were before. and I figured you guys would want to kind of see it. Weight loss has kind of been sketchy. I ended up gaining like 20 pounds as I started working with Drew again, and just recently I've lost something along the lines of 18 or 19 pounds. And there was a down period in between. There was like a 3-week period where we couldn't work out. What happened there was, one, we had to change venues. This is coming towards the end of December. Right toward the end of December, Empower Performance didn't want to cooperate with us anymore, so we kind of changed venues, and we worked out a deal with Carolina Fitness, and Carolina Fitness welcomed us with open arms and gave us. We haven't got a key yet, so we can start working out every day of the week. Once Drew gets a key, like to the facility, or if he gets a key to the facility, we can kind of videotape and record every day. So we're not just labeled 2 Saturdays, because right now all we can do is come in on Saturdays after they close and actually do the filming. But as for that, at the 3-week period, I also had trouble with transportation, and to the graciousness of Twitch and my Twitch viewers, they helped me basically get new tires on my truck, and we're back in action now. We're going back full steam. Like I said, last year I thought was going to be the year. It might be this year. I'm starting to sound like a rapper now. It's been your boy, Wings of Redemption. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you could, please leave a like rating. Like ratings are very important, and because they allow the video to go to other people in the sub box, and they allow people to reinitiate views. So if you want to see the channel succeed, you got to hit the like button. Thanks, guys. It's been your boy, Wings of Redemption, and I'm out E5000. Every time I get down here, I want to fart. You think I'm laughing?
We need a new camera angle.
You got that right. It's official. Jive Turkey hates Wesley Pipes. Send it a drama alert.
But his company makes a lot of bread.
I'm sorry, BB.
I'm always questioning, can you make money in the porn game anymore with like shit like Pornhub and stuff? With so much, yeah. But they said they still make so much money, man.
It might be like McDonald's, like they're just not making as much profit.
I guess the quality. I guess they could put out what's so good of quality. Like if you buy a DVD, it's gonna look great. Like, you know what I mean? But if you watch it on Pornhub, it's gonna be blurry and shit. They do have the HD.
I don't know if you notice this when you watching Pornhub. I see the same videos all the fucking time. It's not like there's new videos up.
Yeah, and they be recycled.
Yeah.
They'll name it something else.
I think it's like a viewed ratio distribution. So if this one video gets viewed more times than the other, I think they keep posting it up as, you know, a new video with the same exact thing.
I was wondering if they just never put new videos on that shit.
Completely possible they don't put new videos.
I think they put new videos. Or yeah, you're right. I know what you mean.
Or they just chop it. They put like a 30-minute up and then chop it up in 10-minute pieces.
I hate when that shit happens. When you got a different thumbnail on the video, and it's a video you've watched before, but you didn't recognize the thumbnail.
Yeah.
That almost makes you lose your hard on.
You gotta put the lotion down and shit. Oh, never mind.
Julie takes DP, part 1 of 8.
Yeah, and they be 3 minutes each. Like, just
exactly.
Fucking upload all of them.
Yeah. You know, or white dad angry over daughter's infatuation with big black cocks. It's like, can I at least get the whole video? Come on now.
Yo, I was watching some shit. It was called Incest. I said, oh my god, it was called Incest Tube or some shit. I couldn't believe it.
Don't lie.
Incest Tube? Is that a thing?
I couldn't believe that shit. It was like.
You had to go there from Bing, right? Bing sent you there.
No, it was from it was Pornhub, but the name of it was called the name of the video was that. It was Pornhub though.
What happened to the video? Did you watch it?
Yeah.
You know he.
It was like You know they wasn't really. Well, I hope.
Yeah, I mean they role playing.
Yeah, they were role playing, and then the guy was like, I think he masturbated, and it was her brother and her dad. His dad. Damn, we can ask. Well, we can catch like a motherfucker.
Can we get we got a
And then her-
subscription. I'm sorry.
His
Tom, thank
dad
you.
put like a chastity belt type of thing on him, so he can't masturbate.
Wait a minute. What exactly kind of porn are you watching here? His dad put
I don't know.
Are we talking like gay incest
Not
porn?
physically on him, but he was
We're
like
live here on Jordy's channel,
the
man.
name of the start of the start of the video. He was like laying in the bed with like a fucking some kind of freak ass fuck. Oh God! Don't revive me with 20, please. He was laying in the bed with some freak ass drawers on, with a chain on it. So the girl had the key.
His sister, right?
Yeah, his sister had the key to it. And he was like, come on, please. Let me, come on, give me the key, man. And she was like, no, brother. Because you're going to try to have sex with me or something. Some dumbass shit.
It sounds like something you gotta watch just because you just can't believe what you're looking at.
I kept watching. I'm like, brother. Because it was like, brother have sex with sister or something. Rape sister. I said, oh my God.
I had to click. Must click.
I said, oh my God. I started watching that shit. The bitch was bad though. And it wasn't really his sister, so.
I'm getting dominated right now.
I hate this damn map.
You ain't the only one. The only people that likes this map is people that suck at Battlefield.
Yeah,
Put it out
exactly.
there.
They know they're gonna die anyway, right?
Yeah.
That's what I be telling people. Like, you only like Advanced Warfare because you know you.
Greetings and salutations, my friends. It's Jordy Jordan, otherwise known as your brother from another mother. I figured I'd bring you some Battlefield gameplay. Why not? It's a 25-0. I use a little DV boat. I use a whole lot of sidearm. And I use some DMR. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Topic at hand, though, that's another suit. I want to talk about human cruelty, Chris Kyle, and Jesse Ventura. And the whole idea. This is a broad spectrum of topics. So let's touch on this. Let's touch on the Chris Kyle, Jesse Ventura topic right out the gate. For those of you unaware, DJ Keemstar had a video that he got kind of a lot of hate from for basically saying the Iraqi war wasn't needed and that Chris Kyle's a liar and things of that nature. And I'm not really going to touch on the validity of Chris Kyle's story. More so than I'm going to touch on the fact that it doesn't matter. I recently went and watched American Sniper, and I didn't enjoy the movie. And I didn't enjoy the movie mainly because, one, it really showed how brutal, it didn't show, it gave a glimpse of how brutal war could actually be. And I'll touch on that a little bit further on the subject. Don't cut off right now. It showed the Hollywoodistic style of brutal war, and it showed a guy that is not so much a hero, but is a guy that enjoyed killing. When I watched that film, it's like a 2.5 hour film, and I watched his pregnant wife cry and tell him, please don't go, and he still does 2 tours, telling himself that he's doing it for his brothers, that he's doing it for his compatriots, that he's doing it for all the people that's still on the battlefield. This man loved to kill. And you're like, how do you know this, Wings? You're not Chris Kyle. Well, I'm not Chris Kyle. But I can tell you this. If you've ever watched any kind of Vietnam War thing, you will understand the idea of what it's like to kill. There's a documentary I watched years ago. It's called First Kill. It's a Vietnam War documentary. You actually can find it on YouTube. And in this documentary, it talks to 4, maybe 5 people And they talk about their experience in Vietnam. One of them was a tunnel rat. A tunnel rat's a job that basically you could get a guy that's really small in stature that would go down into the tunnels of the Viet Cong and fight them in close quarters combat. The whole idea is irrelevant. What the idea is it shows you people get addicted to killing. They enjoy it. They hunger for it. And like even one of them says that he hated being back home because it didn't give him the high he wanted anymore. And a lot of people turn to drugs because of that. And you know, you can write it off as what you want, but it's a high that you chase. And the guy that kills 160 people, he's searching for a high. That's what he's exactly doing. You can say it's, you know, the sheepdog protecting the sheep all you want. You're going after something. When you do something like that, there's some kind of enjoyment out of it. Speaking from my own experience, I know this is apples and oranges. I've done a lot of YouTube videos, and not so much recently, but I've done a lot. And when I was in my peak of my success, I enjoyed doing YouTube videos. I fell in love with the process of doing YouTube videos. I loved reading the comments and everything else. There was a joy for the labor, and that's pretty much universal in every aspect of anything you do. If you do something long enough, there's something that you get from doing that you enjoy. You might hate work, but you enjoy the paycheck at the end of the week enough to basically keep you coming back. And to put your life in danger, you get that rush, that adrenaline high, that first kill. And it's not something that's new. And the whole reason I brought up that documentary was that it's something that people see. They see it happening. Let's talk about Vietnam for a second. During the Vietnam War, the last thing the troops would do before, these were Marines now, the last thing a Marine would do before they were sent off to Vietnam was you'd have an officer come up to you, sit you in a classroom setting, and they'll bring a bunny out. Floppy-eared bunny, Johnny Cottontail. He's happy, he's petting the bunny, passes the bunny around to the class. Everybody starts to like the bunny, they play games with the bunny, they get you an emotional bond with that animal. Everybody's starting to somewhat like the animal. Then once the bunny gets back around the class, the sergeant breaks the bunny's neck, guts the bunny open, and then skins him and throws the entrails into the classroom. This was done almost every in classes right toward the end of boot camp for Marines during Vietnam era. This was to kind of harden people, harden psyches. You see something that you love just die in front of you. It's a way to see who is prepared to see their buddy to see getting blown away. And it's that psychological trauma that's so messed up with war. And there's so many, I don't want to say the wrong words here. There's so many gray areas when it comes to speaking about war. But to me, I feel like Chris Kyle was that case where he had severe PTSD. He enjoyed killing. He enjoyed his purpose in life to kill. And when he got back to the States and he couldn't kill anymore, how can you shut it off? I mean, he even told some very exuberant stories of going to like New Orleans and sitting on top of the Superdome and picking off looters, killing 2 people in Dallas, Texas at a gas station that tried to carjack him. There's just all kinds of things. And luckily the film didn't touch on some of these things. But it paints out a person that is addicted to killing. And you could understand that he's addicted to killing. And there's some noticeable differences in the American Sniper movie that I noticed that after doing some research I realized that wasn't in his book, like such as the butcher. In the movie, in the movie he actually kills his counter sniper, which he doesn't in the book. Some things just to try to make it more Hollywood eyes. And a lot of people went into there. When I was in the theater, it was majority older people. They look at that as like America, he's doing what he has to do to be good. And like for the most part, America has never been a good country at war. There's a reason people hate America. And it's not because this has nothing to do with political reasons or anything like that. There's a reason people hate us as a country. There's a reason why Uncle Sam is pointed the fingers at. And I read all kinds of stuff, especially political stuff about the war. And I remember somebody saying that soldiers in Iraq still fight for Saddam. Keep in mind, I heard the saying when my brother was actually over there fighting people. And here's the thing. No soldier fights for a dictator after a certain point. The Viet Cong wasn't fighting us because they were about communist movements. They weren't fighting us to uphold Russia's ideals. The Viet Cong were fighting us because every village the United States walked into, we burned. The Viet Cong were fighting us because villages had 19-year-olds and 14-year-olds and 16-year-olds raped and then shot. The Viet Cong were fighting us because we would capture prisoners of war, hogtie them with barbed wire across the eyes and across the wrist, take them on airplanes, and throw them out, and do the procedure of, like, don't count prisoners until the plane touches ground. So you don't have to worry about any of the prisoners you decide to throw out for your leisure time. If you've ever watched, like, movies like Full Metal Jacket, they talk about, you know, Vietnam war crimes, and you see people, like, spill it out that, like, Hitler was this horrible person, which he was. Hitler was a horrible dictator, and you can see this by the graphic, like, Holocaust films. That's proof that Hitler was a horrible person. But if you think about it, America's done just as bad or worse in every scenario. World War II. We had B-29 Superfortrers just fly across Japan, the mainland Japan, and they would drop payloads of napalm. And this napalm would catch on fire the houses that were made of mainly bamboo and, like, paper, well, not, just mainly it's wood houses. Japan had a lot of wood housing. And they did this, they killed something along the lines of 400,000 civilians in the span of 48 hours. That is astronomical how fast people kill. And this is not the only time the United States kills civilians. During the Iraqi war, we killed something along the lines of 120,000. And I remember I went on the Painkiller already, and I debated with them that we shouldn't go to war with ISIS. And they said, no, we should definitely go to war with ISIS. Because here's the thing. The ISIS war is a holy war. We should not dictate into holy wars. And you see it on the TV all the time. You see Phil Robertson with his beard preaching Christianity, just as you see the dictator for ISIS with his beard preaching Islam. They want to kill each other, and they want to use your kids to kill each other. And there's a lot of families in the middle that just want to be a family in between that are going to die. Just as the American troops walked through Vietnam, burning babies, burning villages, dropping napalm. Just as Hitler took the Jews and blamed them for the Germany's loss in World War I and left them to starve to death. People will paint it in a certain way to make it look right. And there's nothing beautiful about it. Yes, I play war games on this channel a lot. I got Battlefield footage right here. But to pretend that Chris Kyle is this American hero is asinine. Chris Kyle was a psychopath that had a delusion that what he was doing was good. And that's all you got to do. You got to convince yourself what you are doing is good. And it's okay. Is he a liar? I don't know. I don't know the dude. The person that accused him of lying is a proven conspiracy nut. Jesse the Body Ventura. I mean, this is a guy that claims that there's, the World Trade Center was an inside job, and that 2,000 plus, airplane workers, obviously let them through checkpoints, and that, they brought down the Twin Towers with demolitions, and that they had, like, paint into they painted, like, nitroglycerin into the walls of the towers and stuff like that. Could it be an inside job? It's possible. I've even touched on it myself before, but at the end of the day, there's too many variables, and you can't pass a note around the room without something changing To have 2,000 plus variables for something to go off with a hitch like that to be a cover-up be nearly impossible, and I don't think Bush could have done it anyway. But that's my whole opinion on the whole American Sniper Chris Kyle thing. I don't look at America as this country that of good guys like a lot of people do. We're not a country of good guys. We're a country that is on top. We're a country that has a military of world dominating proportions. We spend so much money in our military, and we always want to show it off, which is a good thing, because in the long run, a resource war will happen. And when a resource war does happen, you're going to want to be the country with the bigger dick. But that's my little piece. That's what I'm going to say. Hopefully you guys enjoy the footage. If you want a topic for me to discuss, leave it in the comment section below. As always, please leave a like rating. Helps the channel. Helps the video get out to other people's sub boxes. Helps the video get noticed. It helps the channel grow. Thank you guys. It's your boy Wings of Redemption. I'm out.